Joshua Jackson here with the head coach of the Tigers of Savannah State University, Aaron Kelton. Coach, the lifeblood of any good football team is its recruiting. You bring in 13 new guys here to the program. How excited and how happy you are with the work that you guys are going to be able to bring these guys in?
It's been a process for sure, but we're excited about every guy that we have that's committed to us. You know, the thing we always talk about in recruiting is um, you got to want guys who want to be where you are, right? That's how you build it. And we've done a pretty good job the last few years, and we've been able to retain a lot of guys. So we're being very selective in this process. So it's great.
When you're looking at recruiting, just every coach has a different way of recruiting. But when you're looking at recruiting, are you looking at, in the draft, you have position of need or best player available? What's your thought and your philosophy when you're looking at bringing in players from football?
Early on, it's both. You know, we're trying to get best player because we all need good players. And then it's really fit and need and how well they fit to what we're doing in our culture. We talk a lot about that and continuing to develop guys. We have to be able to develop guys at this level, and so we try to put it all together and figure out what guys are going to be the best fit for us.
You're having to replace 21 seniors that left your ball club last year. You're also trying to find a new trigger man for your ball club. You think one of the guys you're able to bring in today may be able to be in that mix and be able to be that guy that could potentially lead us out here in August?
I don't know. I can be perfectly honest with you about that, and I think that Fabian is the guy that we have coming in who's a mid-year, and he's a pretty good player. But we're actively out recruiting and trying to find a guy who's going to be able to lead the Tigers in 25. That's what it's about. We've got some pretty good guys, who are returning, and it's just a matter of once we get through spring and all the development kinds of things that we talked about, and just seeing who it is. But we're going to definitely go out and try to find a couple more guys.
Now, granted, just because it's about to be about 6 o'clock here in a bit, it's not necessarily meaning that recruiting's done. Recruiting is still going on. Your philosophy of what happens now after today, because yes, today may be the actual signing day, but there's still recruiting and still work that needs to be done before we hit the field here in August.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of work to still be done. At this level, recruiting's never over. We'll recruit right up to the first week of school. If there's a good player out there for us, and so this is just the start of it. These 13 that we have, 6 who are mid-year, which is great for us. So they get a chance to be in spring practice and different things we have coming up and just start to develop in our culture. And then that our new 7 who we really feel good about. We've got a big recruiting weekend coming up this weekend after signing day, and we'll continue to just chip away at it and put good players in the program.
You see, you've been looking at this conference now for going on 4 years now. You see the competitiveness here at every school, all of them here in this conference. Miles right now holds that crown as a champion of the SIAC. What's it going to take to be able to get to that level to be able to compete for that SIAC championship? Because you've been in the mix for the past couple of years, but maybe a close loss here, a close loss there, a couple of losses this year I can really think off the top of my head against Lane and against a Benedict, that could have made it even a 7-3 season or 7-4 season could have made it even better for you. What are your thoughts about being able to what's going to take to be in that mix here going into the 25 season?
We're closer than we think. And I say that to the guys and say that to the staff. It's going to take us continuing to be diligent about the players we bring in, continue to look at the things that we haven't done so well and improve on those things. But also with that, it's continuing the continuity in our program. We haven't lost a lot of kids to the portal, which has been great. Knock on wood, right? As many as other programs have. And so I think our guys feel good about where we are and how close we are. And it's really about getting those pieces that we need to push us over the top. We lost some as you said, some great seniors. But we have some young guys who are ready to step up, and it's their turn.
And you look now, getting ready to go into spring practice. That's the next thing that's on the docket now for spring practice. The thing you're talking to your guys right now, I hear a lot about just being able to finish. Do the things that you need to do to finish. Again, as we mentioned a few moments ago, you've been close in a lot of games, but those couple where they just haven't been able to finish. The message to your team with being able to finish in the classroom, finish here in the spring, and get ready here in August. Just kind of talk about that with being able to get us over the hump here in 25.
Well, I think that it showed in the first semester with our grades. This is probably one of the best academic terms that we've had as a program. The guys really have been working hard in the classroom, and we're really proud of them for that. We'll recognize them here in a couple days, just with some notifications of how well they did. But also, when it comes to finishing on the field, it really is those little disciplines and making sure that you dot your I's and cross your T's, that you're listening to meetings, that you're taking care of your body, that you're doing all those little things, and um, that make a difference, that matter. That's what we talked about all last year, was being intentional about the things that you do. um, and this year, again, we're going into a process of where it is about finishing. And so we're just past the halfway point in the year for a lot of these guys. And so this spring season and spring practice and training and all that will be extremely important for a number of guys. But we're also going to use the mid years that we got in, those 6 guys, and we're going to also continue to recruit and try to find a few transfers that we can put in the mix.
Now, yesterday we unveiled the 2025 football schedule. 10 exciting games coming up for the Tigers. The season will start in August, on August 30th against Edward Waters. And, there's been some great games since you've been here at Savannah State,
Mm-hmm.
between Edward Waters and Savannah State. Later on in the year, you'll have the Good Trouble Heritage Classic up in Augusta against Fort Valley State. Homecoming against Morehouse. Just exciting games up and down the schedule. And also a bit of reminiscing for you, being able to take on Shorter in that second game. You spent some time there as the head coach at Shorter. Let's kind of talk about the 2025 schedule and how
I'm so excited about 25, being able to play week 0, get after it. I don't count it before it happens. If you have heard me talk, I'm talking about the one that's dead in front of us, and we'll prepare well for Edward Waters all summer long. We'll introduce some stuff from them that has been challenges for us in spring practice a little bit, just so that the kids can see it earlier. And then we have our meetings all summer, and so we go, day at a time, week at a time, one opponent at a time. But there are some games that we definitely have circled on the schedule who we feel like are going to be major parts for us. The way the schedule's worked out, we think that we, we'll be able to get off to a pretty good start, and really we're going to battle every week. That's for sure. Our guys are going to play 60 minutes of football, and so we're really excited about that.
All right, Coach, we appreciate your time. We'll let you get back at it.
All right. Appreciate you, Josh.
That's the head coach of the Tigers, Aaron Kelton. I'm Joshua Jackson. We'll talk to you again down the road.